No, third chapter. I'm sorry. Third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In the beginning there is verse. In Parabhava tavad abhodha jato yavad na jidyasata atma tattva. I think 4 or 5 verse, 4th or 5th verse from Bhagavad Gita, and in the purport 3 Bhagavatam verses are quoted. Five? 2. I'm sorry. Take out 5 2. Nunam Brahmata Kurtoi Vikarma Pirita Aprunati Hidhatmayam Asadeha Parabhava tavad abhodha jato Yavad na jidyasata atmatvatam Yavad kriyaha tavad idam manohi karmatmaka shariravati एवं पयंते आत्मा बढ़िया माने मुझे these 3 verses are very important. So read the verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare, Bhagavad Gita.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Shreyasa Karamubhau Tayostu Karma Sannyasa Karma Yogo Visishyate.
Again.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha.
These are our words. So we should learn by heart. Sannyasa Karma Yogascha. We know sannyas and we know Karma Yoga also. The thing is, sannyas means to stop the enjoying the fruits of our karma. That is sannyas. We wrongly think that stopping karma is the meaning of sannyas. It is not like that. Never we stop the karma, but we forsake the fruits. That is sannyas. And everybody of us are doing the same thing. So there is no difference between sannyasi and the ordinary devotees who are forsaking the fruits. That's sannyas. And then when we think about karma yoga, so through karmas we link ourselves to Krishna. So again there is a renunciation of fruits. So frankly speaking, these are different words, but they don't mean differently. That is the secret of Bhagavad Gita. And that is the secret of teaching of Prabhupada. Otherwise, sannyasa and karma yoga, they are contradictory terms. It appears so. But frankly speaking, it is not. The living entity who forsakes the fruits of karma is sannyasi. Real sannyasi is not after the fruits of his karma. So devotees also, those who forsake the fruits, they are as good as sannyasi. And karma yoga means same. Karma yoga means through karma, we are linking ourselves to Krishna. So again Krishna is there. So fruits are not there. The fruity work is known as only karma. Karma is fruity work. Karma yoga is not fruity work. So frankly speaking, karma yoga and sannyas is the same thing. But we wrongly think that stopping all the actions is sannyas. That is not correct. Frankly speaking, sannyasis should do more work. That is what we are doing. We are performing seva. So there is no limit to seva. Where unlimited Lord has unlimited seva. Because limited Lord may have limited seva. But our Lord is unlimited. So his seva is also unlimited. So there is no stoppage for the karma in seva. But the only difference is we are not running after the fruits. That's all. And frankly speaking, because we are not running after the fruits, we are getting so much fruits. I mean, who has, in Rajkot there are so many millionaires, who has the fresh air and compound like this? They don't have, they have money. They don't have anything. Who gets a word in the morning for Lord? Nobody. With money they are poor. And without money we are rich. Then whole day we perform the activities for his service. So our laksha, our really goal is not to run after fruits. But who has the sitting room like this? किसके पास? कोई गंदा रूम होता है, उसमें 3 सोफा सेट हो, तो उसको रोज क्लीन करना पड़ता है. Sofa set he has to clean, and floor he has to clean. So many cleaners have got to be appointed. और यहाँ कोई नहीं है और साफ कितना है. And everybody is using. This doesn't belong to any particular individual. That is the secret of getting rid of proprietorship. Here nobody is proprietor, but everybody is proprietor. That's how everybody is used. And they are all enjoying. They are all. Bit of khichdi is there. Now we saw these ladies, after they finish the khichdi, they are sucking the wooden chamcha. Bapuji said she will eat away chamcha. Bapuji was very pleased. मैं खिचड़ी भेज देता हूँ. दे दी यहाँ बैठ के. वो छोटी लड़की थी, वो पलाठी बाहर के बैठ गई थी और 2-3 पड़ी खा गई. तो घर में नहीं मिलती होगी उसको, रोज पीछे पड़ती होगी सेल बनने में. See, everybody is enjoying. Nobody is barred, nobody is barred. This is sannyasa and karma yoga. Please remember that they look different, but they are not different. They look different, but there are no difference. Now come, sannyasa, karma yoga. So we have remembered these 2 words. Repeat.
Sannyasa karma yoga.
Then go to the other half. Nishreyas. It does you good. Karo, ubho. Karo. Ubha karo. Ubho means both. Both of these things, they do you good. That is what I am telling you. It's same thing. It's not different. And out of ignorance, we have taken sannyas as completely stop for the world. And because we understand in the light of fruity work, fruits have got to be given up to Krishna. No, in 12th chapter, he says, what is it? Tyagam.
Rauditam.
Tyag word is used. That was, 2-3 alternative hijis. Abhyasena tu khanteya. No. No, afterwards. No, after, उसके बाद. नहीं, उसके बाद. अभ्यास. तो सी तथा कुर्वयत. If you can't do abhyas, and because we understand in the light of fruity work, fruits have got to be given up to Krishna. No, in 12th chapter, he says, what is it? Tyagam. Tyag word is used. That was, 2-3 alternative hijis. Abhyasena tu khanteya. No. No, afterwards. No, after, उसके बाद. नहीं, उसके बाद. अभ्यास. तो सी तथा कुर्वयत. If you can't do abhyas, then you just forsake the fruits. That is. Here Bhagavad, Krishna advises. If you don't do anything, at least you give the fruits. And we are doing, And in that also, we should be very practical. Don't rob the living entities. If you start robbing, they will be conscious of it. And if they feel that you are robbing, next time they will not come. So don't rob. Give them the choice. That Baba, maybe you get 100 rupees. So you keep for something for your responsibility. So ideally 50%. But 50% also we should not be after. So we then give the chance that you please fix your percentage. 1%, 2%, 3%, 5, 6, whatever. But at least forego that. The habit of renouncing should be cultivated. As I told you, even one spoon of sugar you put to ants, there is a habit of renunciation. Sugar doesn't matter, but renunciation is there. And that renouncing attitude will allow you to float in this ocean of misery of the material existence. Miseries will not touch you. But you have cultivated renouncing habit. And to the best of your ability. There is no rule for it. Somebody may somebody may renounce 50%. But you have cultivated renouncing habit. And to the best of your ability. There is no rule for it. Somebody may renounce 10%. Somebody may renounce 20%. Somebody may renounce 50%. Somebody may renounce everything. It doesn't matter. The way you cultivate, that way you will realize Krishna. And Krishna is fully renunciant. One of the last opulence is Tyag, Sampurna Tyag. He doesn't want to keep anything. He did not get any salary in Kurukshetra war. And even then, for the whole day, he was tolerating all the arrows and everything on his body. And in the evening, he will serve the horses to take out their arrows and healing their wounds and giving them water and grass and everything. Who told him to do that? But because he is renounced He is doing the work very, very, very carefully. Renunciation should not make us lethargic. That I am not getting anything, why should I work? No, that is rebellious. So this is real habit of renunciation. Abhyasepya samathosi mat karma paramo bhava. You work for me, mat karma paramo bhava. Madhatam karmani. What is it? No. Abhyasepya samathosi mat karma madhatam karmani. Tathaita abhyashaktosi. What is it? Next. Kartu madhyavamashita sarva karma parityaga. If you can do work for me, at least we renounce the fruits. And in the renunciation fruit also, we should not honestly be adamant to force them to renounce the whole thing. Nobody will do it. In the beginning they don't like renouncing. So they have to be given a very small installment. And that they will do. Half a spoonful of sugar they can bring and put to the hand. And slowly that renouncing habit will increase. Because renunciation is our natural position. We have to die anyway. So whatever we hoard is going to be pinched by somebody else. We cannot take anything out of it. That's the fact, everybody. But we are in the habit of greedy hoarding, That habit has got to be slowly renounced and cultivate the renunciation habit. There is sannyasa, karma yogascha, nishesakara bhau. Nishesakara bhau. Nishes, it does you good, both. Sannyasa also does good and karma yoga also does good. So they are not separate. That is the secret of it. And then next line. Tayosu. Therefore, in that also, karma sannyasa, instead of taking sannyas karma, stopping the karma, karma yogascha, vishesha, is more important to follow the karma yoga. So here on karma, the main point we have to remember that we have to always work. In this third verse, there is one very nice verse. Nahi kashit kshanamapi jato tishtati karmakrit karyate hi avashah karma sarva prakrijair gunai. Not even a single moment goes without action. Karyate hi sarva prakritijair gunai. All karmas go on according to the modes of material nature. So we cannot stop them. So if we have to do the work, do in this renunciation way. And then give them the example that for the whole week they work for fruitive activities. Their activities are fruity, whole week. But Sunday they come here and serve. So they are jubilant in the evening. They have done non-fruitive work. They have forsaken the fruits of action. And you are really elated. This is the difference. The more you work and the more you renounce, the more you are elated. There is no anxiety in there. And Krishna's mercy, we have supplied everything. This Gopal, we asked him that, do you want to have money? He said, yesterday? No, he said, yesterday I don't want money. Today I don't want money. And tomorrow? No, tomorrow I don't want. Day after tomorrow? No, never. He just wants to eat and serve. That's it. He is better sannyasi than all other sannyasis. And straightforward. He doesn't understand anything, we don't understand anything. Even then everything goes on. And he's very happy, we are very happy. Non-fruitive work is there. Non-fruitive work, there is no competition. In seva, there is no hatred. Everybody is equal. Whether he is Raghu or Raghu before in Singapore, Raghu is a very good boy. But he studied in Australia, or his parents spent so much money. But now he is back in Singapore, and fellow is trying to get the job. But he is not able to so far. But he is very nice boy, very straightforward. So he has come new. So he works very hard for the program. He should be working with you. So we should never let down anybody. He is new maybe, but new or old doesn't matter here. Anybody who forsakes the fruits is equally important. So we should not let down anybody. That is our karma yoga. When we follow karma yoga, when we follow renunciation, we should not let down anybody. Otherwise, unknowingly, we hate the living entities. Please try to be very careful. Then we think that, I am the only one who knows everything. Raghu doesn't know anything. No. He is also equally important. He has renounced the fruits. He is not getting salary. And among us, maybe there is somebody who gets salary. Immediately, that is differentiation. Then the renounced persons, they dictate his terms on the salaried man. That is how the fruits always put you in a bondage. So this is the place wherein we can forsake the fruits. And then is karma yoga and sannyasa. They both are same. Nishreyas karau ubhau. Nishreyas karau ubhau. There are three words. Nishreyas means it does you good. Karau, it does. And ubhau means both. Karma yoga and sannyasa. Then tayastu karma sannyasat karma yoga vishesha. Tayastu, but even then, tayastu karma sannyasat, accepting karma sannyas. Karma sannyas means not to do anything. We better engage ourselves in karma yoga. Then your time is well spent. You will not get fed up. Otherwise, Krishna consciousness is a lifelong process. Lifelong. And in these two things are definitely required. Patience. You cannot be impatient. You have to have patience. Because Krishna is non-different from his chanting or sound vibration we saw. So we have to always enjoy the sound. We have to always enjoy the service. He is non-different from service. You do any service here and he is not different. So we must be very patient to experience him. And the reward is you are completely peaceful. If you are patient, then you are peaceful. Then nothing can disturb you. Because we are not on the material platform. We have only cut our relationship with the material world by forsaking the results. By forsaking the fruits, we have severed our connection with the material world. And because you have severed your connection with the material world, you are completely patient, come what may, and the result is you are very peaceful. And this double P is the secret of having a good body in a working condition and mind. Mind is peaceful. There is no disturbance. Only disturbed mind creates sinful activities. Peaceful mind enjoys Krishna's association. Tayastu, therefore, Karma sannyasat. Don't touch karma sannyas. Don't stop your activities. Do it for Krishna. You see. So far we are doing activities for ourselves. Now do it for Krishna. Yes. And everything will be yours. As soon as you do activities for yourself, the limit comes. Then you are locked up in a 10 by 10 room. There is limit. You are working for yourself. Fruits. As soon as the fruity of mentality is there, the limitation creeps in. Then you have to buy the house. You have to stay in that house. Maintain, pay, everything comes. But as soon as you are ready to forsake, you are in an unlimited world. And that is Krishna's world. Now read the translation. Read the translation. Read first the equivalence. Read the equivalence.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
The personality of God said.
The personality of God is said.
Sannyasa.
Sannyasa.
Renunciation of work.
Renunciation of work.
Karma yoga.
Karma yoga.
Work and devotion.
Work and devotion.
Cha. Also. Nishreyasa Karao.
Nishreyasa Karao.
Leading to the path of liberation.
Leading to the path of liberation.
Ubhau. Both. Tayoho. Of the two. But karma sannyasa in comparison to the renunciation of fruitive work, karma yoga, work in devotion, vishishyate is better. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The personality of God had said. The personality of God had replied. The renunciation of work. And work in devotion. Are both good. For liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service. Is better than renunciation of work.
This Nishreyas word is important here. Shreyas. Shreyas means the work which satisfies Krishna. That is known as Shreyas. And another word is Preyas. Preyas means that which satisfies the living entity. And we are running after Preyas always. Shreyas nobody cares. But by the association of devotees, or luckily, fortunately, you come across saints like Prabhupada, his books or whatever, then we understand the importance of Shreyas. And because we are following Shreyas, satisfaction to Krishna, so all living entities are Krishna's part and parcel for us. We don't differentiate at all. With everybody, we laughingly cooperate. Cooperate means you also operate and I also operate. That is cooperate. Cooperate is not that I am dominated and he is dominated. That is not cooperation. Cooperate. Both of them operate. He is also independent, part and parcel of Krishna. I am also independent, part and parcel of him. I have no right to let him down, or he doesn't have any right to let me down. This ignorance should be completely removed with this, understanding this verse. And please get into the words, they are our words. Being Bharatiya in our birth, we understand more than the Western world. So make it best and please propagate. Make it very clear, The clarity in preaching will really please the hearers. We should be very clear in preaching. And clarity is the monopoly of the renunciant. If you have any corner anywhere, when attachment is powerful, your preaching will be to that extent failure. Attachment mars the preaching. detachment increases the power of preaching. Then there is some potency in it. And we are really in that position, fortunately or whatever. But please make best of it till we are alive. I don't know how long. And then once we understand this, then the purport is very clear. So we go to Prabhupada and try to understand more. Yes, read the purport.
Brutal activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage.
This is the first sentence. We are explaining that. As soon as the fruits are there, bondage is there, 10 by 10 room. And then 8 o'clock you have to stand there. You have to be there up to 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. Bondage. Come.
London
Come.
tradition.
Yes. What was we were reading. The first sentence is said. She sums up our point. So we are really transcendently proud that the same point Prabhupada also is taking. So our intelligence is working. So nice. Read again.
Brutal activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage.
That's right.
As long as one is engaged in activities aimed at improving the standard of bodily comfort, one is sure to transmigrate different types of bodies,
That's right.
thereby continuing material bondage perpetually. Srimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, verses 4 and 6 confirms this as follows. Nunam
No,
pramattam.
again, read again what it is.
As long as one is engaged in activities aimed at improving the standard of bodily comfort,
See, that's it. It's fruity work.
one is sure to transmigrate to different types of bodies, thereby continuing material bondage perpetually.
Perpetually, that's it.
Srimad Bhagavatam 5, 4 through 6 confirms this as follows.
That's why these verses are practically very important. But we have to work. Karma is going on. So these verses, 3 verses, you should learn by translation and try to understand the purport from the Bhagavatam. Yes.
Nunam pramattah kurute vikarma.
Nunam prabhatah kurute vikarma. Very nice. Nunam pramattah. We are mad after sense gratification. Pramata means mad. What is it? Pramata uchayiriti kutta chintaya. Karurda lobham. Same thing. Same thing is there. Pramatam uchayhi iti kutta chintaya. We are mad because we are mad after sense gratification. We make different plans. I'll open a shop and I'll earn this and I'll earn that. And it doesn't do anything. Everywhere lose. That Nirmal has written very nicely. That you walk or run, definitely lose. Here there is no winning. Nunam pramata. Kurute vikarma. Vikarma means viruddha karma. Karmas are prescribed by Vedic culture. But we karma we do. Viruddha karma. Don't eat meat, we eat meat. That is we karma. Don't have illicit connection, we have. We karma. And no pramata kurute vikarma. But we are mad after sense gratification. So we don't even think that I am doing we karma. Or the remedy is, we should try to habituate ourselves to renounce at least little percentage, if not more. And that's why these fathers many times, they are very kind to the children and they give money to them to give it to us. And he says that I am trying to we should form the habit of giving, So, our Vedic culture is there. And really, those who are sane, they should think this, that in the end everything is to be renounced. So better we form the renunciation habit. Please don't hesitate and try to understand in the right perspective. Don't doubt. Don't doubt Bhagavatam. As soon as you doubt Bhagavatam, you are vinashyati. Samshayatma vinashyati. Yes. Nunam pramata te vikarma. Yad indriya prita. The reason is indriya prita. We want to satisfy our own senses. Prayas. There is prita.
Na sadhu mani. Yata atmanoyam. Asan api deshada
asadeha. This body is asat, fallible, but we think that it is permanent. The next verse. And the result is we are always defeated. Parabhava. Abodha jato. Ignorant. Until and unless we inquire into self-realization. Until you follow the fruity work, this mind, it becomes a working consciousness. And that's why there is a bondage of body. This way the mind becomes completely attracted to different karma. Upadhiyamani. Unless and until you develop the real love for me, Vasudeva. This Vasudeva word is very good. His name is very nice. Vasudeva means with his all potencies, he is one block. That is Vasudeva. એની બધી શક્તિઓ પોતાની અંદર લઈને અને એ કોન્સન્ટ્રેટેડ છે એટલે વાસુદેવ છે. એ વાસુદેવ કહેવાય. અને જ્યારે એની એનર્જી જુદી થઈ જાય છે ત્યારે દ્વારકાધીશ કહેવાય છે. So that is the difference between Vasudeva in Vrindavan and Dwarkadish in. There is no first or second, but the energies are different here. He is king, so has so many ministers and this. Then all the playmates are there, they are equal. He is completely one. So that is the difference. So we always, Vasudeva Sarvamiti in Bhagavad Gita, Vasudeva word is used. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudeva. Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prakade. This is Jnana. But forget about that. If you don't have any Jnana, you please chant your rounds very nicely. And automatically you will have Jnana. Jnana is already there. So don't worry too much. But fortunately, Prabhupada has made it very clear for us. Yes. Now, I read the translation.
People are mad after sense gratification.
Repeat.
People are mad after sense gratification,
and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Therefore, to act for sense gratification is not good. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about his real identity. As long as he does not know his real identity, he has to work for fruitive results, for sense gratification, and as long as one is engrossed in the consciousness of sense gratification, one has to transmigrate from one body to another. Although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. This is the translation.
Everything is given. Everything is given. Please, if we find time tomorrow, we'll go through these verses from Bhagavatam. 5, 4 to 6. Tomorrow I may remember. If Krishna gives us permission, we'll think about these verses. And do you want to ask anything? You are here. We are discussing nice. Be here always. Tell them that we didn't get reservation. Falsity is allowed for Krishna. I don't have anything here. I'm sorry, I'm feeling breathless. So I should stop here. So weary.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Can everybody please show yourselves, your moon-like faces? All your cameras are off, enjoying the video. So please, if you can, we can share our discussions and realizations on this. It's such a nectar, Even though we have heard this philosophy so many times, but when it comes from Mahārāja, the importance of it, the heaviness, the value of it, we can see, we can experience. It really transmigrates. And ultimately, at the end, Mahārāja were breathless. And Mahārāja would not take puff so regularly. And when the disciples would come, only then Mahārāja would speak more, because Mahārāja realizes you travel from so far away, and then, but sometimes he would take one puff or so, maximum 1 or 2, even that also not. Yes. So real renunciation is where we are not attached to the fruitive activities. And that is real renunciation. That is sannyasa. It's not complicated, isn't it? Yeah. We make it complicated all the time. With so much attachment, so many small, big things. Yeah. So, yeah, on purpose we had about 45 minutes of class, 50 minutes of class, and then devotees can share their realizations and what do they pick up. What I picked up from this particular class, there are many points, absolutely nectarine. But for me, it was that devotional service. If we perform any kind of devotional service, there is no 2 points. It's part A, part B of the same point of devotional service, that every devotional service is important. There is no something which is more better than the other. Everything is equally important. And we should have patience while performing devotional service, giving chance to Krishna to reciprocate in devotional service. This is very profound. Very profound. And this Mahārāja speaking at very advanced age. I think this class must be very old, Mahārāja were at an older stage with this. Because I can feel, with the way Mahārāja would speak. So, yeah. And these verses from the Srimad Bhāgavatam 5th canto, 5th chapter, these are all with, I think, Rishabdev's instructions, Rishabdev Maharaj's instructions. Nasadu manye yata atmanoya. Hare Krishna. I think as all of you would speak, we'll keep adding more. And but very scholarly, is it not? Very scholarly class. Yes. Who would like to start and say a few words? It will be very nice for everyone for the realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Should we just share one point each like that?
Yeah, it's up to you. What stood out for you, the most?
Yes. Thank you, Amrishnu, for sharing, this wonderful class from Mahārāja. So it's very limited resource what we have from, what we can listen directly from the Mahārāja. So I think when I was listening to, as you said, we studied this verse before as well. But when we listen from Mahārāja, it was astonishing, how Mahārāja can actually dissect each verse. And he was like, spent so much time on one, Sannyasa karma yogasya. And I was thinking, initially I thought, oh, actually, when we're going to finish this actually whole verse and the actually purport, Mahārāja is focusing on each word. But it was very nice. Actually, what really stood out for me is actually there is no real difference between karma yoga and actually sannyas, So how Mahārāja actually, proved that, that was really amazing, because I used to think, karma yoga is different and sannyas is different, because when we say sannyas is a renunciation, but Mahārāja says sannyas is not renunciation of work. It's actually, we have to actually keep doing work. We just forsake the actually fruits. And when we say karma yoga, where Mahārāja spoke, actually fruitive activities is different and karma yoga is different. Fruitive activities means we enjoy, what we do, we always want to enjoy. And that is our tendency currently. But when we give up the results to Krishna, that is karma yoga. So Mahārāja was actually coming that to point that there is no real difference, it's just different words, the sannyasa and karma yoga. So I found that very interesting, and it's actually very extraordinary, actually the level of understanding, Mahārāja, how nicely he explained. Even I was actually, when he went through the Srimad Bhagavatam verses, even not reading the actual translation, he can actually very quickly, just, reading once, he can explain what it is. So as you said, Mahārāja was a scholar of Sanskrit, and his study was profound. He can actually very easily able to explain that, Prabhuji. And in the end, the way the Mahārāja summed up, actually, the work in devotional service is the best. And Mahārāja said that, our Lord is unlimited, and that's why our services are unlimited. And that's also a very, very important point, because sometimes I used to think that, oh, no matter how much we do, this devotional service never finish, keep coming one after another. And Mahārāja explained that point, that Krishna is unlimited, so his service is going to be unlimited, so there is no surprise. So that's a really good realization from Mahārāja, what actually gave us. Thank you, Prabhuji. That's what it stood out to me, and thank you to Guru Mahārāja and you as well.
No, don't thank me. Thank all those devotees who have worked very hard, recorded this, and so much nectar. Mahārāja would say, how can we have, very, very nicely you pointed out this point, that Krishna is unlimited, how service can be limited. Mahārāja would always say that we should be very busy. I remember it. With material mind, you forget, so many instructions. So personally also, Mahārāja would say, Krishna is unlimited. How can we be limited? Our service be limited? Jai. Absolute nectar. Thank you. Yes, who would like to go next?
Hare Krishna Babaji. Thank you. Thank you for showing us very nectarian class of Guru Maharaj. And yeah, as Shidal Prabhu already said, thank you, Shidal Prabhu, for sharing your realization. Yeah, Maharaj is very scholarly, and he can explain each word and in a way that is totally different. Whatever we studied before, now it's totally different realization and getting more points. And Maharaj is so humble that as soon as you read first purpose, the line, Maharaj said that I will check our intelligence is correct. And Srila Prabhupada is also said the same thing. So it's very although Maharaj could figure out all the Sanskrit words, what's that meaning, but still that's the quality of pure devotee. So, and the word that karma sannyasat and karma yoga. So the difference, how Maharaj explained that we shouldn't be leaving our duties, are not karma sannyasat, like not taking sannyas from karma, rather karma yoga means that working in devotion service, forsaking our results. Now, another point was that Amrish Prabhu also mentioned the patience, that Guru Maharaj said that the patience should be more patience, and that the satisfaction will come. Otherwise, yeah, and that's the cause of our bonding, the cause of our taking birth again and again of these fruitive activities. So yes, Prabhuji, it's very nectarian class. Thank you very much for showing us. That's what I picked it up.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Please don't thank me. I'm just, this is YouTube videos, these are videos, I'm just picking up and showing things, and all glories to Srila Gurudev and the personal servants of Maharaj who have made this available. And we have now, it's recorded live on our YouTube channel. So everybody can see this, and it's recorded. So in the future also we can see. Now, did everybody see, could read the screen, the verses and all? Just wanted to check with it. From my mobile phone, I couldn't see very properly. But if you've got a bigger screen, you can see things.
Yes, Prabhuji. For the beginning, it was blur.
Yes, that's why Krishna has repeated again. I think he sharpened it.
When after that, it was pretty clear. It's very clear to us.
So you can read and all that perfectly. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Thank you to Krishna Prabhu for very nice service. Whole day he spent on this, putting up this verses, and then how long to remain, and showing me, and I would change things, and so thank you for him as well.
It was very nicely done, Prabhuji. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, very nicely done. We hope and pray that all of us get benefit of it. Everyone's hard work is so important, especially when Mahārāja are the heart of our preaching. So very nice. Hare Krishna. Yes, who would like to go now? Share realization, please feel free.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for showing this very nectarious lecture from Maharaj. It was really good. And what I picked up from this, what Maharaj says, the fruitive activities are all cause of material bondage. And also, I think you mentioned that, we have to develop a love for Vasudeva. So not that only for going material bondage, but you have to, side by side, you have to love for the Vasudeva. And that when you develop that love for the Vasudeva, then automatically you will cease the material activities. Also, it's very nicely Mahārāja explained that Karma Yoga and Sannyasa is not different. I mean, we discussed this verse before, but now it's really clear. Very, I got very nicely clearance about Karma Yoga and Sannyasa. And also, Maharaj says that Lord is unlimited, so we have to do our services are also unlimited. As you mentioned that we have to always be in more service, not say that, okay, I have to do only this, that. No, we have to, because Lord is unlimited, so we have to do our service also unlimited. So in every devotional service is very important. And Maharaj says that you can achieve, like, don't 10%, 20%, 50%, go step by step. And then you will definitely achieve this service. And also Maharaj said that our body is not permanent. So you have to think in that way. And develop love for Vasudeva. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Sopan Prabhu. Thank you, Sopan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. And Maharaj, actually, you will see, he would, while just before his class goes on, Maharaj would say, you sing Jai Radha Madhava. Somebody singing, Maharaj would write down, open this notebook and pick up write some points and then sees the references, and write the points. And sometimes even during the Aarti, half an hour, 45 minutes are preparing like this. When sometimes Maharaj are very busy, someone's phone comes and he had to pick up the phone. So, but with the disciples around, who have traveled around from abroad, overseas, he would do this, making sure that they get real message from their guru. But I can tell you, this kind of realization are very, very rare. I'm not putting down anybody else in devotional service. Not only ISKCON, but around the world. Krishna's devotees are unlimited and very powerful, very sattvic and very knowledgeable, no doubt about it. As I said, for us, Mahārāja are the heart of our program. And it is very, very unique. Very unique. Now I want to do is that regularly we will have Mahārāja's such kind of discourses, So that way we'll have more exposure to the fountainhead of knowledge, how Maharaj understood Srila Prabhupada's messages, and what was important for Maharaj. So we can hear the straight from Maharaj and implement in our lives. No point in a person like me coming and telling this is what Maharaj meant. We can hear and done. Yeah. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, please. I've spoken enough. Who would like to share your realizations? Please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My realization from this class was that when Maharaj said, in terms of initially Maharaj was talking about the pronunciation, and Maharaj said that clarity is really important in preaching. And if you're clear in your words, then the listeners will also enjoy, or the listeners will also benefit from it. But then Maharaj also said that clarity is the monopoly of a renunciate. And if you are attached to anything while you're preaching, then that will be affected very badly. So detachment is best for preaching. So that's a very, very powerful point that Maharaj said. And yeah, something that I'll definitely think about. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you very much. Once again, thanks to you for the hard work today. And everyone's hard work makes one program happen, Yes. Preachers should be always detached. So to all our preachers, current preachers and potential future preachers, please we have to be very careful with this point, Yes, who would like to go next? Please feel free. Hare Krishna, Mahavishnu Prabhu. Any one point which stood out for you? I don't know if he's there. Hare Krishna. Mahavishnu Prabhu, you know? No. Okay. Anyway, we'll wait for him. What about others?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hello, Hare Krishna. Am I
Hare Bol.
audible, Prabhu?
Yes, you're audible now. Yes,
Yes,
Suchimataji.
Yeah, Shuchi. Yes, yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Prabhu, thank you so much for sharing this amazing video. Thank you so much. And the one although there were many points that stood out from the video, but the major thing was the difference between karma yoga and sannyas. That was sort of confusion for me as well, but it got clear as I have heard the entire video. So that was the one thing that actually I got the clarity about these three concepts. And the other thing is no devotional service is high or low. Every devotional service that we do for Krishna is equivalent and equal with the other one. The second thing. And third thing, as Prabhuji also mentioned, that detachment is necessary as far as preaching and all devotional activities are concerned. So these 3 points are the important point that I'll be picking up from today's lecture.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, that's right. In fact, I would highly recommend all of us to listen to the class again, because we will see and hear and understand more. Because there's so much each time. Believe you me, I hear one class so many times, and each time I find some new point now. So I never heard this previously. So there is a reason why we put this on record now, on YouTube, on our channel, so all of us can go again. So I earnestly request, please. And you'll feel the mercy of Mahārāja to you as well, all of us. Okay, and while others prepare for their points or their saying, I just have to say this, that on Tuesday, that's 31st of January, I think it's the same day for New Zealand as well as India. It is Srila Gurudev's Transcendental Disappearance Day, Tithi. So that is the day when Mahārāja departed from this world. Actually, it was 25th of January 2010. Mahārāja departed that day from this world. And everybody felt that Mahārāja departed, now Mahārāja are everywhere. So every disciple feels that earlier Mahārāja were, say, in Rajkot or Nashik, then Mahārāja in Rajkot or Nashik, But now you see Mahārāja everywhere, in every disciple's heart, in rooms, at homes, in temples, Rajkot, Nashik, everywhere. This is what everybody felt, Everybody felt this. So please take advantage of the situation and understand what Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Mahārāja, Srila Gurudeva were trying to say, and make your life very peaceful. If you feel peaceful, there's some peace in your life, even in all the troubles that goes on. If you feel peaceful, this is the mercy of Mahārāja. So the whole class was very nicely spoken, very peacefully. You felt the peace. Time stops, Yeah, time would stop. Very slowly Mahārāja would speak. And especially in the older age, that age got up to it. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Yes, is there enough time for this to give your realizations? Any one point which stood out for you, which you learned? Any one point which you learned from this program, from this class of Mahārāja? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for showing us the video, and thank you for the devotees who took in the extra effort to record all of this and present it to all of us. Prabhu, there are a lot of points, as everybody mentioned, that we could have picked up from the class, and like devotees already covered some of them, so I'll just say them again. One was obviously that how the class started off with Karma Yoga and Karma Sannyasa and Karma Yoga, and how Maharaj said that anything that has to do with linking with Krishna, you are renouncing the fruits of action. So it's not just about renouncing work, but it's also about renouncing the fruits of action. In this context, just recently, so somebody told me, like in my office only, so they were like, oh, I start my day with meditation. So I was like, okay, what kind of meditation do you do? And they were like, oh, I sit for 1.5 hours and block all thoughts to my head. I take deep breathings. So I was like, and then after that, and I asked why do you do that? He's like, okay, for that 1 hour I feel less stress. And then I'm like, but after that you are stressed. And after that I'm stressed again. But for that 1 hour, at least in my day, I don't feel stressed. So and he said that this is how he's been taught and everything. My point being that yes, I think this is what stopping all work and stopping all desires, and then putting in place how beautifully Prabhupada have given us the philosophy of what actually sannyas means. Otherwise, we would have been lost in this world where we would have just maybe sat down in some asana for 1 hour and then tried to stop our thinking and whatnot. So thanks to Srila Prabhupada and thanks to Maharaj for explaining this point. Apart from that, one point that Maharaj said was the power of 2 P's. He said that if you are peaceful, you are healthy. So that's the secret for, I think, that personally I would follow. That obviously modern science has caught up to this, that if you are mentally stressed and if you have anxiety and whatnot, then you are not healthy physically also. So Maharaj stressed that point. And then apart from this, he said, Maharaj said the point about renunciation. And he said that maybe for newcomers, if you tell them that renounce everything because renunciation is the best, they won't be able to do it. But at least if you start with telling them that instead of 1 spoon of sugar, take half a spoon of sugar, they can do that. So I think Maharaj was referring to me that if not full, I can at least start with renouncing half a spoon of sugar, and maybe with Maharaj's grace and all the devotees here, their grace, I can maybe renounce the full spoon of sugar. So yes, Prabhu, that's some points that I realized. Thank you.
Yes, very nice, very nice. So Maharaj would always say this, that 50% of the income you must give. So there's no the general rule. Somebody may give 50, somebody may give 30, 20, something must be there. That's what Maharaj says. Something must be done. That renunciation is very important. Very good, very nice. See, in this purport, how beautiful Srila Prabhupada gives the translation of the very first line. People are mad after sense gratification, and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past. Beautiful. This gives answers to the whole problem of the civilization. Why am I suffering? Why the world is suffering? Why good things happen to bad people? Why bad thing happens to good people? All given. This is Bhagavatam. This is Bhagavatam. Parabhavasta vadabodha jato yavan jignasat atma tattvam yavat kriyasta vadidam manovai karmatmakam yena sarira bandha. See how beautiful, so wonderful. And that's why Maharaj asks, repeat again. People are mad after sense gratification. You say all of us should repeat, Do you repeat when Mahārāja was saying repeat? You repeat, all of you? You repeat after me. We'll repeat this translation again, okay? Say repeat after me in your own homes, People are mad after sense gratification. And they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Therefore, to act for sense gratification is not good. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about his real identity. As long as he does not know his real identity, he has to work for fruitive results for sense gratification. And as long as one is engrossed in the consciousness of sense gratification, one has to transmigrate from one body to another. Although the mind is to be engrossed, although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. So very nicely, these three verses talks of three important points. First is because of the attachment, our past karmas, we get this present body. And as long as we do not inquire about why this body, and we act on the devotional platform to Vasudeva, all our actions are for sense gratification and temporary. And we will get another body, material body for it. The only way to stop it is to perform devotional service to Vasudeva. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. Otherwise not. See these three verses. So this is Bhagavatam. Any verse you pick up and you will know the whole Bhagavatam. This is the meaning. Is it not so? Is it not so? It's Sarvabhauma of the whole Vedas. These three verses. Beautiful. This is the point. And we would have just read this and finished it, Okay, now move on, we know this point, I've always felt it with Mahārāja, always felt it. Reading Prabhupada's books, so yes, we know this point, When Mahārāja would speak, time stops and say, that's absolutely right. And you remember the verses. He said, I don't remember the verses, I don't know, Hare Krishna. Yes, we'll wait for some more time. If others wants to give their realizations, please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Mahavishnu. Thank you, dear devotees. And special thank you to Krishna, Prabhu, for making it look so nice. Yes, the one thing which come to my mind that Mahārāja are walking Bhagavatam. When I first met him, personally, one-on-one, I saw Mahārāja, like Amigo was telling me, making notes. I said, Mahārāja, why Mahārāja has to make notes? Probably he was trying to show to us that you have to make notes. Mahārāja will remember verses, as we can see, he remembers. He was, So that was one thing which came to my mind. And of course, devotees has covered very nicely, relating what is karma yoga and what is renunciation. The verse is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nihashreyasya Karma Ubhau Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yogo Vishishyate. Personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and the work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. So this Maharaj very nicely explained, and devotees also give realization. One verse which Maharaj referred in the class was that from chapter 3, verse 5, that how we are forced to act, whether we like it or not. Nahi kasche shanam api jatu tisthati karmakrit karyate hi avashah karma sarva prakriti jargunaha. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the quality he has acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. That is how helpless we are. That is, whether we like it or not, we're always entangled, we're always covered by modes, depending upon our desires. And we have to act, we have to do things, and accordingly what we do, what we think, we have to suffer also. So this verse of that how Maharaj actually nicely said, you are helpless, you can't do anything, you are not in control. And then, as Srila Prabhu said, he dissects each and every word. And I think all of us who are trying to talk to other devotees, who are trying to preach or whatever, we pick that mood that how Maharaj is so scripture based examples, and he always goes back to those philosophical side, making it so simple that sometimes it actually looks unbelievable that how it can be made so simple. That is, I understand that's a big thing which I picked up, that Maharaj makes things so simple. It's up to us that how we understand and how much we understand, and then how much we implement. So my pick from today is that helplessness we are into, and which Maharaj is highlighting. So you're helpless. So even if you have to work, so work like this. Like Parth Prabhu said, even a spoon of sugar is also devotional service, and devotional service is endless. There is no limit to it. So it's up to us. So that's my pick from today's class. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Maharaj. Okay. Who would like to go next now, please? Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for your wonderful realizations as usual, and covering all the points. I just, I feel the same. I feel, I don't know if I have one point. I have so many points. Every point is a point when you listen to Maharaj's class. I feel that when Srila Gurudev is instructing, even giving just as normal class, the practicality of what is said, I think is something that really is to a very great level. Just the depth of understanding and the depth of compassion that Srila Gurudev has for everyone. Because I was just remembering this point about renunciation. And Srila Gurudev said, that everybody is trying. So everybody is, in that sense, independent when they're doing the service to Krishna. And we have to consider that. And that's so important, because I feel in just being trying to do the service in preaching as per time, place, and circumstance, I feel like life is becoming more and more difficult for people. Just thinking of what we are doing, what services I can see that this services that say, for example, were established 50 years back, and then 20 years back, and then 10 years back. And now there is, as Kali Yuga is progressing, I think I can feel the impact of that on people, and obviously on devotees, and trying to be devotees as well. So I feel like the instructions are so they just transcend time. It's not limited to one time, but it's even applicable now, like Srila Prabhupada's instructions and books. You read them and it's not like it's not applicable in today's world. So I feel that that's really the greatness of the scriptures, and then just the way Srila Gurudev is actually explaining how you can implement it. So the definition of renunciation in that, I felt like, yes, if you're attached even to the person when you're preaching or anything like that, then it hinders that development. So if your renunciation is in your thoughts when you're doing your preaching, because nothing really belongs to you, then it's easy for you as well as it's easy for the person you're preaching to as well. In that sense, that's what I picked up, and I think it's a very, very powerful instruction, actually, very deep and very powerful. And the second thing that sorry. I think I have to just hold for a minute and then come back.
Okay, I will give her a bit of break. She's got a bout of coughing. She'll join us soon. So, what I was thinking is that one of the things which I want to achieve with showing Mahārāja's classes and our discussion, and Mahārāja's, how Mahārāja speaks, the word-to-word synonyms, how to lay emphasis on the word-to-word synonyms, and then how we should be able to somehow or other reproduce that mood of Mahārāja, by imbibing that mood. Who are the current preachers now, counselors, who are leaders, who have teams of devotees under him. So that is per se the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami. That's what our Hare Krishna weekend is. Teaching Srila Prabhupada's message as understood and taught by the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. So I wanted to lay that point, if it is practical, please, we must do that, And same way, those who are right now students, but in the future they will become leaders also. So they can also do it. They get an advantage of doing it, getting the chance of it very fast, So we want to make it very easy for the next generation after that. And Guru Maharaj's disciples, grand-disciples, great-grand-disciples, great-great-great-great-great-grand-disciples. We should continue. They should continue. That much promise you all must give. Tomorrow, whether I live or not live, my son will be there, hopefully. He can continue. All of you are also equally the torch barrier, just follow, learn, and just reproduce this in the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. You'll be very satisfied. I'm telling you. Because things which are coming is very, very bad. Yeah. Okay, I'm just checking if my wife is all right. She can speak now. Then I'll give her a chance. Okay, hold on.
Hare Krishna, I'm really sorry about this. Yeah, just the second point was about devotional service. And that is also so practical that, you know, what to renunciate and what not to renunciate. So you don't renunciate work or devotional service. So if you do that, then Srila Gurudev also mentioned that, you know, that's not going to put us in a good place. And it's good to be busy and in devotional service. As other devotees pointed out that Hari, you know, is Ananta. So everything related to Hari is Ananta. Hari Katha is also Ananta and service is also Ananta. So I think that if you are busy in devotional service, then everything falls into place. Srila Gurudev said, because then you have satisfaction, then you don't have all this. There's no time to think about anything but about service. So it's a very practical solution. And they say empty mind is a devil's workshop, you know. So I always feel that if there is a place to be where you have a lot of service to do, and there's a place where you don't have service to do, for me personally, I'll always choose, even if we can not be able to do it, I would always choose that place where there's a lot of service to do, because that just keeps you in the right state of mind, and everything else taken care of. That's why Prabhupada is defined devotion as devotional service, and that's the differentiating factor. So I think that also is very practical instruction. It might seem like a for me, it is a very vast instruction. And if you implement it, then everything else that we want to achieve can be achieved. That's my personal experience and wish. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. And the same way, in the same way, thank you, that service that we have, we create our own service. We don't have to wait for people to give service to us. You know, that's what we are. This is the specialty of Hare Krishna weekend. Convert your home into temple. So cooking for Krishna, earning money for Krishna. Same thing. If your home is a temple, whatever you earn is for Krishna. So you can spend money, you can invest money, you can paint your home for Krishna. Everything can be done. Every small thing, grow garden for Krishna, grow vegetables for Krishna. Everything becomes devotional service. It's so nice. It is so nice. No limit, you know. There's no limit. Yes, Hare Krishna. Any 1 point or 2 points which stood out for you?
That's very rightly pointed out, Prabhuji, because Gurudev said, you know, if anyone stops every service that you want to do, you can sit under a tree and read Bhagavatam. Who's going to stop you from doing that? So that was that instruction. And also that devotional service cannot be restricted by anything. Time and again, it has to be very happily performed and cannot be. So that is very correct. And I'm very glad that we are doing that in Hare Krishna weekend.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So it's there. And I tell this to all devotees, you know, who say I'm missing my service. I said, what is missing service? You come back and start service at home, you know. And yeah, Okay. So we'll wait for some more time. Let others finish. I want to make a quick request also before we finish the program today. Yes. We'll wait for 10 more seconds for us to do the realizations. Thank you. Or any 1 point slot for them.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your this nice class, and thank you so much all the devotees for your night realization on that. I really like the point how Srila Gurudev said that there is always endless service, but you should be ready to do that. And but how? And then that's the only way, to show your sincere devotion service to any little service, and you become favorite to Vasudev. But I realized that how our mind always conquers that, yes, this is the part of our devotional service. We have done that, and now we have to do something as for the sense gratification. But if we merge these two things, how grateful is that? Srila Gurudev said that the sense gratification in the devotion service is the path where we can, approach towards the devotion, towards our achievements in the devotion service. So yes, I would like to say that this, because of this intense material desires and everything around us, we always drag our mind, brain from the devotion service to the sense enjoyment. But the only way to find the sense enjoyment in the devotional service is the thing that can take us to that other side. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you very much. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, we'll still open if others anyone wants to give their what they got inspired, 1 or 2 points. Okay, Hare Krishna. I think we can come to the conclusion of today's program by Mahārāja. And as we have...
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Suchi Mataji raised her hand while you were talking, Prabhu. So,
okay.
Suchi, you got some question.
She wants to say something?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay.
Sorry,
am I audible to
my phone is working, playing up. Hold on, please. Yes, tell me. Yes, Suchi Mother. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You want to show your turn on your video?
I am traveling right.
Or you outside somewhere?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, yes. You're coming and going a little, but we're okay now.
Yeah, actually I'm traveling, so I'm listening to everything, but
yes,
I think so there is a lack of network. Little network issue also. But
yes.
then, so there is one question while every was going on. So as I always think that I am, let's say I'm working or doing my job or maybe studying. So anything, if I think in my mind that this is for Krishna, or I'm, let's say, cooking for Krishna, that is also a devotional service. But then if I am, or if my dear ones are compromising that with chanting and book reading, so is it actually is it making sense? Because if we are compromising our chanting and book reading, saying that we are doing the other service related to Krishna, so is it actually
why compromise?
Yeah,
there is no question of compromise. There is no question of compromise. Then better not do it. Chanting is most important. Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me? I think she's trying to say, but the network is not allowing her.
Yes.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hello.
Yes, now you're with us. Can you hear us? You heard what I say or saying? Okay, there's something on the chat. There's some network issue. Yeah. Got the answer. Got the answer. I asked you the question. I did not give an answer. Oh God. Hare Krishna. Okay. Hopefully more will be clearer if we can. Okay, that's right again. Yeah, there is no need for compromising. Yes, that's right. No need to. Hold a minute, please. Always when I read the chat, my screen goes upside down. So I have to do this. Okay. Now, can I request one thing? Apart from Suchi Mataji, everybody else who are there from our intermediate level, at least beginners also fine. But can you please switch on your cameras? I would like to see you and I will tell you, request you something. Parents' Day. So how many years now? No, it has become 13 years. Not so. Yeah. I wanted to make a request. Now, as all of you, we are training you. Thank you very much for turning on. Especially this is for you in the beginners level and intermediate level. Okay. I want to ask you one question. Now, most of you are working something, doing some job, some work, those things, and you are well off also. Even if you're not well off, I have a plan for everybody. So can you start? It's not a force, it's a thinking. Something like each one, preach one. And each one, feed one. Is it possible for you to do so? I've thought about this for good 2 weeks now, okay? I'm not speaking just like that. And I brought it down in a way that can be easily implemented, okay? So don't think it's not for others, it's for others also. But it's here, and I want to see all of you, So see, I'll ask one question. Tell me one thing. For each one, teach one. All of you are at least graduate. Actually, most of you are postgraduate, okay? You've done more than graduation also, correct? Just nod or raise your hand so I can say yes, that's right, right? Am I right? Graduation is a little more than graduation? Yes or no? You're not on graduation also? I thought you guys have done graduation. And more than graduation also you've done? You're not done post-graduation. Okay, you're only graduation. Okay, you must do post-graduation. Anyway, let's continue. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Now, how difficult is it for you to teach one person? I'll tell you one example. Many moons ago, when I was your age, a little younger than you, actually much younger than you, I used to be in NCC in my college, National Cadet Corps. And there was also something called NSS, National Social Service Scheme. So there in that, I did one project where we had to make one illiterate person to literate person. I don't know if it's still there in India. This scheme is still there for students, graduate students. So I made my, I made my ironing fellow, the person who comes to iron my clothes, into a graduate, into a literate person. He knew quite a bit, I did a shortcut, He said, I knew quite a bit. He said, I know a little bit of writing and all that. So they would give us the syllabus and we would teach them or make you sit down and teach them. Okay. And then ultimately I took him to the college, to write exams. So I went to his home. He was living in a shady, in the shade, Jopatti and all that. So I went there with my friend. He was with a few group of friends, And I was a leader. I said, don't worry, I'll manage it for you. So there's an emergency, Auckland emergency. There's an orange level emergency, heavy rain warning in Auckland until 7 a.m. on Monday morning.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Due to active thunderstorm. All of you must have received this, right?
Yes, phoning now, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, floods and flash floods can happen quickly. Act immediately if you see flash flooding water. Do not wait for official warning. Head to higher grounds. Stay away from flood water. Okay, there we go. It's recorded now again. We had on Friday, we had Auckland on submerged in water. So it's again an issue. The warning coming. Okay, so I'll tell you, I'll continue with this conversation. So I took him and said, let's go now. You have to write exams there. So he said, yes. So I went to his home and he was nicely dressing himself. I said, why dressing that? And he was combing his hair and all that, Very nicely. I said, why? So college I'm going, For him it was such an important thing, that man, And he went there, he wrote down the whole paper, he got super marks, And we got our marks also because of him. Very nicely. So he already knew quite a bit of things. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, how difficult is it for you to teach, say, maths or English or some help to some student who can ask for help? Can you do it or not? School student, primary school student, yes or no? Now you will say, how do you search for them? You don't have to go out to door knocking, hey, I'm a teacher of free Hare Krishna weekend, we'll give you free teaching and all that. No. Listen, this is what I boiled down to. You can change it if you want to, but I wanted to make it very simple for all of you. In your home, you may have some servant coming to wash your clothes or cook your clothes or cook your food. So many servants are there. And iron, I took an iron example. Person comes for ironing or person comes for whatever, They may have kids who are studying. So why don't you, if you think all right, tell him, the student, the person, just bring your child once. Sorry, my other phone is not ringing with an alert. Yes, you can share alert. Thank you very much. It's working. All right. So you can tell them, bring your child to me once. So the child will come to your home and say if there's primary school kids, 3 year 3, year 4, whatever it is. And you can say, talk to me if you need any questions. You be positive about it, You can once in a week or something call them, sit down and teach them some mathematics formulas which have been taught, or English or Hindi or whatever it is you can teach. Very simple, don't complicate it. Just imagine if you do this to one child who is not from a very affluent family, it will be so moral building for the child. It will change the child's life. And India is next 10 years, from this year onwards, it is India's time now in the world to progress materially. And Hare Krishna weekend, we should be riding that wave. Last week I was talking to the leaders program. I'll talk to all of you also as prospective leaders. Tell me, is it workable for you? Your cook may have one child who may go to school. Said, bring the child. If you not, just talk to the child. So you need, I can help you. Okay. Now, you can do that. So no money invested here. Whenever you are free, once a week, you can call them. What do you think? I'm not forcing you to do so, but I'm asking you. This is just an asking question. What do you think, Devanshi Mataji? Is it a workable formula? I'm not saying you should do it. I'm asking you, is it a workable formula?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's workable formula. It's the only, so I do have like a didi who comes here basically, and she has a lot of kids. The only barrier is that I studied in English medium and their kids are studying in Hindi medium. And that's very, very strong Hindi that I don't understand those concepts. So I can teach them maths, probably science, and I can teach them English as well. I've taught them English as well.
Yeah.
But maths and English can do, but science, SST, they have very strong Hindi terms, which probably
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't-
Whichever way you can, whatever you can you do it?
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
it workable? You don't have to go out
Yes.
and knock on doors and say, show me. One person,
Yes.
one primary kid, and the child will be
Mm.
so motivated, Path Prabhu, I'm not asking you should do it. I'm asking you, is it workable formula? What do you think?
Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I think it's a workable formula. Yes, like if you have housemates and house helps and their children, then it can be worked out. Yeah.
Start with them. They'll bring their friends. You start a school, a tuition classes. Why not? Parth Mishra's free tuition classes. You'll be world famous. You'll come in your Times of India interview. Oh, free education teaching. In fact, it will become a revolution. I'm telling you, if you do this. What is the difficulty? Every person has got servants coming. One child can be taught like this. Is it not so? So simple. You are affluent. You can speak nice English. You've got best education. So why don't you just offer some education and teach that you can share it? With sharing, you grow in peace, and people will say you're very nice. In a family, your impression will grow up. What do you think, Path Prabhu? Is it workable?
Yes, Prabhu, it's workable, but I think as the Anshi Mataji pointed out, language barrier might be there. Right now, I'm in Hyderabad, so it's completely Hindi to theek hai. I can still understand. But these people speak Telugu. So, yeah, but again, I think maths is a universal language. So, maths and English can be done. Prabhu, but how do we connect this to devotional service?
Aha! One more point. There is one more point to that. Good question. Okay. Now this is one part. Okay. And others are also listening. The leaders, you can also give some suggestions on this. This is my idea. Okay. Because Tirumava is coming on Tuesday, so I wanted to start this as a concept, and implement it if possible. Now, second point. The same kid to whom you are going to teach. Can you spare in a month 300 rupees a month? Just asking you, yes or no. If you move your head like this, then it's no. Yes, I mean this is yes. So is it workable? Yes. Right, it's workable, right? Simple. 300 rupees, 350 rupees, right? Okay. What you must do is, if you can't cook prasadam, don't worry about it. Don't cook prasadam for one child. Just give one morning drink to the child. One dabba of Horlicks. It costs, Complan costs 225 rupees. Complete planned food. Morning child, they may not have milk to drink. Just add Complan in water and they can have it. So is Horlicks. So is Bournvita. And there are different categories. Don't give them cocoa one, give them non-cocoa. The pista, I checked online and found out there's a pista also. The pista is about 375 rupees, If it's out of budget, don't worry about it. Just keep simple Complan. And they don't even need water. They need milk. Just put water, hot water, and put Complan, 2 spoons, and drink it. There is a full meal for the child before they go to school. All of us, including me, we had nice breakfast in the morning, and parents tell us you must eat properly so you can concentrate properly. So you can teach one child. So you teach the child and give them one Complan a month. What do you think? Is workable or not? Think about it. Will it break your bank? Right. Just tell them, why do you do this, sir? So see, I'm a part of Hare Krishna weekend. To say that way, Are you? And in our Hare Krishna weekend, we chant Hare Krishna, and we are not. It can be little philanthropic. So people in ISKCON will kill me. We don't like philanthropy. We discussed this philosophy also. Why to help people, Manasya. But if you give them Krishna with it, that's the idea. When a child comes, teach them Hare Krishna also. Just tell their mother, I'm going to teach them Hare Krishna prayers also. I will teach them. We will do first prayers, and then we will do our teaching. Simple. They are used to prayers in the school also, man. So sit down for half an hour, if 5 minutes when you chant Hare Krishna, they remember Namo Vishnu Pada, they remember Mahavishnu Goswami, Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna. You'll be surprised. Do it for 2, 3, 4 times, they'll remember prayers. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then teach them. Slowly it will grow. You don't know where it goes. But why not start it? Preaching, we'll find a way to preach. Chanting is more important. 300 rupees, one child. What do you think? Is it a workable thing? Mahavishnu, where is, you can hear me? Mahavishnu is there. His connection is on and off, but we don't know.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Haribol, you could hear us, what we're talking?
Yes, Prabhu.
What do you think? Is it workable idea? Each one,
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
each one feed one.
Yes, Prabhu, it is workable.
Is it workable?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Don't go overboard.
300 rupees
giving
is
him too many
not
food
much
and all
for
that.
everyone, Prabhu.
Yeah. It's not much for everyone. And don't go overboard to give more and more. Just simple. We'll teach them tuition and give one Horlicks or something per month, Or
Yeah,
compare
Prabhu, yes.
Horlicks. Yeah, and don't give chocolate one, non-chocolate one, Well, simple as that. Now the person may have got two, 3 friends, 2, 3 family members. He says, I can't feed everybody. I can feed one person. What do you want to do? It's up to you. We'll work with that. Yeah?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, that's good. Now, yeah, wonderful. That's okay with you. You guys okay. Now, what about Suchi Mataji? You can hear us? You're just traveling, so I don't know whether she can hear us.
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear.
You can hear us, Mother?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
good. What do you think? Is it workable formula?
It's a wonderful formula, Prabhu. It's workable.
Okay. I heard it's a wonderful formula and I couldn't hear more than that.
Workable.
Very good. As I said, don't go overboard, I found out the price also. The minimum complaint price, the complaint food is 225 rupees only. Man, there's nothing. 225 rupees you spend on path must be spending on cigarettes and beer, man, in 2 days. Is it not so, Prabhu? I was spending in half a day, man. 5 pack of cigarettes and 2 beers finished, and half a day is gone. 225 rupees. At that time, now it is 1 beer is about 200 rupees. Too much, Is it not so? Okay. It requires some effort, but it's very easy effort. Don't go out and searching for people, they'll come. Right? So now I'll open it for all our leaders or big leaders or Dhanurdhars. What do you think? Is it a workable idea? What do you think, all of you? Because all of these people are ultimately your tutors, your students. No answer. So you guys are not workable for all of your leaders?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. I think in India, it's workable, because you always come in contact with many people and children. Yeah.
So you are happy with your tutors been doing this?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not very cost limiting, or time limiting also. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Who else? What about you?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's workable.
So I can't see you all. Should we do it? There's a question. We used to do it. If you remember, this is not a new concept. Each one teach one, and each one preach one. We have a very, very old concept. This is about 17 years old.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, it's workable, and it makes them active, think about it. So it's a good idea.
Okay. You're okay with your students doing this?
Who am I, Prabhu? Who am I to stop or ask them to do anything?
Sorry, Prabhuji?
No, Prabhuji, I'm no one, Prabhu. Who am I to say?
No, just asking. Because of the time factor, I could not speak to you people beforehand, you know. And I found time today. That's why I'm talking today on this, you know. Okay. What about Sanjeev? What do you think?
Hare Krishna Babuji. Yes, I think it's a very good idea. It's workable, and because you well thought about it, and the good thing is that is you dovetailing. It's not extraordinary that you have to go out and knocking doors, as you said, because you always coming in contact with people in India, whoever coming to work for you or something like that. So I think it's very workable, probably, and it's not very expensive as well. As you said, it's very cost effective, and it will leave a very good impression or moral ground on children.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
A child needs to be motivated. I look for opportunity on people to motivate them, you know. Always look for opportunity to help people, to motivate them. A child's life can change, you know.
Yes.
And if others come, teach others also the same way. You can expand it. Make your friends do it also. And so this is the prayer you must do. This is the only condition. Tell your friends. Take them and preach to them also. You'll be surprised. I'm telling you. Start with it. You'll be surprised. Your preaching will immediately happen. Okay. So what do you think with your experience? Is it workable? We should do it.
Yes, Prabhuji, it will definitely work. Yeah. And in India, especially, definitely. Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should. Very good. Very good. What about you,
Got one.
Yes. Sorry, please continue.
I got one downline. He comes in Shital Prabhu's class. I might request him. Is it okay, or will be too early for him?
Yeah. Take Shri Prabhu's help and just is implemented immediately. But you should be able to teach and make prayers. You know, but under the guidance of Shri Prabhu, they can teach him what to say, how to say.
Okay.
So he's still learning, so no problem. He can do it. No problem. Tutors in charge. You know, just do it. In fact, every Indian house should do it. Who's got servants like this? It will not cost them anything. They teach one person, each one teach one person. I learned this when I was about 22 years old, 23 years old. I heard about this, each one teach one. I liked it very much. We'll make a change in this, you know. So that's how. We learn from everybody. Which prayers? Some Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Sing. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And do clapping some kirtan, about 5 minutes, you know. This is best. Small children can also philosophy. But child will remember, he was making me sing this, he was teaching me and giving me complaint also. Very nice. A monitor too. Yeah. Mataji, what do you think, Mataji? Don't make me ask you individually, please. I'm giving so much importance to everybody. You guys should know instead of asking individually, you know.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I think it's a wonderful idea. And, you know, I remember this when there was, after marriage, you know, there was a servant called Vandana at our home. And she was very, very reliable. We could give her the keys, you know, for the house, and she would do work and go away. And I remember her saying that she was studying, but she had to leave studies because the parents could not afford, you know, and she was from a good family, you could understand. And I just told her that, you know, why don't you have this goal that your daughter should not do the work that you're doing, you know? And so we used to find extra work for her. So I used to tell her, okay, now you do this cleaning once every week or once every 15 days, and I'll, you know, give you some more money, but that's only for your daughter. And it's unbelievable. Actually, I feel that sometimes people can be so caught up in their situation, they cannot think that they can do something different. And she was thinking, I didn't think like this. And then she really did it. Like, she kept aside money for her daughter, and her daughter graduated, and she also got an opportunity to go to Dubai. And before she was going to Dubai, she called me. And the daughter wanted to thank me that, thank you for giving that instruction to my mother. And my mother actually, like Vandana, she was very dedicated. She did this. And I was just amazed. I mean, I just felt like it was just a seed. I didn't do much effort at all, but it is possible. And I was also talking to one of my other colleagues where, this Black people. So because they were into so much into slavery and everything like that. So she was saying that it's sometimes very hard when they can also achieve things, but it's very hard because the mindset is such that somebody sometimes needs to tell, that you can also do it. And then eventually, when we went back to India, I met Vandana when she was, when we were in that old home, we were going to visit, met her down while she was working for someone. And she said, now I've left all this and I've also stopped working, domestic work. I'm doing work in an industry. And I was like, okay, so you've taken that on yourself also. So I feel that maybe I'm giving this example because I feel like sometimes we may feel like it's a small effort, but it can actually make a very big impact. And children, definitely, if we give them somewhere, if we give them Krishna consciousness, then that can definitely change their lives. Hare Krishna, I took a little long, sorry.
Yes. Yeah, very nice, very nice. It's very good. It's very good. It's a live example. And one, with India's growth, let everybody get the opportunity to grow. Yes, yes. Anand Purohit ji, what do you think? You've heard this? कैसा लगा आपको? करना चाहिए हमें? He was a little disconnected, so I do not know whether he heard it.
Hare Krishna. क्या बोल रहे हैं? मेरा आवाज ही नहीं है, सुनने के लिए.
Anand ji,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
We should do this. The idea. Hare Krishna. We should do this. हमारी बात हुई. Each one teach one. Each one feed one.
Yeah, we have done this in the recent past. Yeah, we have done this in recent past. My wife, she is with me. She has done all this kind of activity. She has been teaching to हमारे यहाँ जो एक बाई आती थी उसको सिखाया है. She has done this part and
very good.
She has already done this. तू बता सकती है इसके बारे में. She is doing it and she regularly does this kind of activity. Yes.
Just if you think it is okay, encourage your daughter, to do this. Very nice.
Yeah.
Avinash, you can guide them nicely. Very good, very good. We can do this. Okay. All right, other Matajis, please. Want to say something before we finish today's class? Discussion?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I think it's a good idea, Prabhuji, to implement this plan. I just remember that sometimes when we were in the village, the people, they come to work in the field, in the farm, and sometimes they bring their kids with them. So for those kids, we can do it like it's easy to do for them, Prabhuji, in India. So we can do it. Yeah.
Whichever way, I'm telling you this. In India, this will happen. It will come. The Prime Minister will also say, you must do all these things. Every family should teach one. Very nice. Oh, sorry. Do that in India. Okay, very nice. Thank you very much. Sorry, my screen froze, so I must have cut you off. Is it okay? The conversation was all right? Over? Okay. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So if you think it is okay, then why don't you plan something and implement it? And I said, there's Priyanka. What do you think, Priyanka? Hey, what do you think is a good idea we should do? You want to do this, Priyanka? I don't know if she can hear us. Okay, all right, that's all right. Any other mother you want to say anything before we finish today's class? Right. Okay. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shishinitai God Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So I would encourage all of you that if you can start this is commemorating Srila Gurudev's Tirobhav, which is coming up on Tuesday. Please celebrate the Tirobhav with half-day fast of a Mangala Arati, chanting extra rounds. If you can read more, you're wonderful. And remember Mahārāja's instructions, reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Okay, now, if you can please show your faces, we'll start with our prayers. Who's going to sing today? Whose prayer is it?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Is it Navina's turn?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice. Okay, Navina, please sing very nicely with wonderful actions. We'll follow you, okay? 1, 2, 3, start.
Mahārāja, please hear us.
Mahārāja, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Mahārāja, we have learned one thing.
Mahārāja, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
Today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
We are dirty,
we're not happy.
not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Wasting time
means a wasted mind.
is a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you use your time.
And your whole life
Your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
But if your character dies,
But your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Saintly behavior,
that's humanity thrive.
that's humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
Always remember Krishna,
and never forget him too.
never forget him too.
But how were we to practice this with so many things to do?
How are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
Here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
Also work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
Listen very closely.
and make your thinking sharp.
Make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
Something due tomorrow.
finish it today.
Finish it today.
And whatever's due today,
And whatever is due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy
Your friends might be lazy.
or doing bad things.
Doing bad things.
Then you think again,
You think again.
don't follow them,
Don't follow them.
and you will win the end.
And you will be with them.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever what we give us,
we do our very best.
do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
Only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll say Krishna every day.
And when the time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with our hearts full of love.
When the time is up, we'll take us up. Sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become safe.
Chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame. The only way this world will ever become safe.
Yep. No, it's not that.
Yep, it is that. Now,
Now,
please
please-
ask this greatest question.
Now ask this greatest question
Now, ask this greatest
and
question
find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember
if Krishna
Krishna
remembers you.
if Krishna remembers
Hare
you.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Hare
Jai, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Shri each one teach one, each one feed one. Krishna consciousness Ki Jai.
Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu
Mahavishnu.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna
Namo
Prasad
Vishnu
Bhutale Srimati
Srimati
Bhakti
Bhakti.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaur
Namaste Saraswati Devi.
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashvati
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Wonderful. Okay, wonderful, dear devotees. So now, please, as and when you want to start, let us see who starts first, if you feel it is okay. No? At least from those who are in India, let us have the wave. Let us give opportunity to everybody, Krishna consciousness. All right, so Krishna willing, on this Tuesday, it is Srila Gurudev Sanatana Tirobhav. Please perform Mangalarti, observe half-day fast, include nice feast for Guru Maharaj. At least you must have one Lauki and Chana ka sabji. You know, Dudhi Chana hona hi chahiye. I've got plenty of Laukis now, you know, thanks to Sanjeev Prabhu's, you know, their friends, you know. So we're struggling all the time, you know. And yeah, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. We'll meet Krishna only next week, same place, same time. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.